And today, I'm proud to report, thanks to the strong leadership of President Donald Trump and the strong relationship between President Erdogan and Turkey and the United States of America, that today the United States and Turkey have agreed to a ceasefire in Syria.
This ceasefire, which will last for 120 hours, was the result of 5 hours of negotiation between himself, the Secretary of State, and President Erdogan. What the vice president did not say is what the U.S. is providing in return. We know that President Trump does not want U.S. forces in that region. He wants to remove forces from the Middle East to the extent that he can. And we know that he has threatened to obliterate the Turkish economy as a result and has suggested he would increase tariffs on Turkish steel to 50% from 25%, which he lowered just back in May. Pence did not say what the U.S. promised Turkey in return for its commitment to stop the fire that it began just 1 week ago. But the vice president and the secretary of state are both traveling with many members of the media, and we expect that that is going to be, if not the first question, then one of the key questions that will be asked.
And Kayla, one thing that the vice president has said is that the U.S. has agreed to withdraw economic sanctions after the implementation of this deal. Obviously, that's a major piece of news. The sanctions were also authorized, but not yet even going into effect. That was potentially going to be a couple of months out in terms of further action there. You said this ceasefire, Kayla, is for 120 hours. Is that right?
And that's what I heard the vice president say just when we were listening in just now, Callie.
Wow, that's not a long time.
And certainly there are details to work out, and this was potentially at the behest of many Republican lawmakers on Capitol Hill who had raised significant concerns about the president's very quick decision to remove those forces without consulting anyone on Capitol Hill, and the perceived abandonment of Kurdish allies, who the president yesterday called no angels themselves. So there is definitely a lot of sighs of relief, not only those Americans that the vice president just mentioned there, but also Republican members of Congress who had been raising concerns directly